Welcome to a quick look at a game called Grass Cutter. It's a cute little game. I'll take it back to the beginning, but I'm not going to read the story out. There is essentially a company comes up with a wonderful new grass product that goes wrong. It goes wrong in such a way that it creates monsters. So they employ you to cut grass. And that is your function in this game, is to cut grass and avoid monsters. Now it starts out with the controls, WSAD. It's got some nice music. And the idea is to cut as much grass as possible. Well, cut all the grass. But your lawnmower only has a certain amount of power. So when those little lightning bolt things turn up, they give you extra power, so your lawnmower can continue to run. And they only appear on the cut grass side. I'm not entirely sure what those C's are for, but I tend to pick them up anyway. Now the first couple of scenarios are dead simple, as long as you remember to go collect the power before you run out. That's scenario number 1. And then scenario number 2, where you've now got stuff on the lawn which is decorative, but you can actually run over that, although it costs you a load of power for your lawnmower when you do so. So you'll run out of power a lot faster if you try running over those things. And then as you progress further, each scenario puts more obstacles in the way. And it's a very simple concept as games go, but it's fun and somewhat addictive, especially as you get to the higher levels and it becomes more challenging and more frustrating. Well, I say the higher levels. You don't have to go that far before it becomes more challenging and more frustrating. And yes, you don't want to go off the end and go into water because you will die. So that's the principle of Grass Cutter, is to, as the name implies, cut the grass. And it's, like I say, oops, that cost me a load of power. I need to get to that before I run out of power. There's nothing overly unique about the gameplay or overly weird about the game as a whole. It is good fun, and it gets very frustrating at about this level, I think. This is where the monsters start turning up. And as you can see, the monsters are over on the left and the other side of the water, and I've got to find a way of crossing the water and avoiding the monsters, because the monsters be bad. Monsters hurt. And if you run your lawnmower into water, you lose. So you've got to avoid monsters, you've got to avoid water, you've got to avoid running out of power. There's a whole bunch of things you've got to avoid in this game. Otherwise you lose. And to get over there, you push the box into the water to create a nice little bridge type scenario, and then you try and go over here and do this whilst avoiding monsters and still managing to get enough power to continue. But you don't know where it's going to put the power. Oh, went the wrong way. And once again, put the power back over this side. Eek! Almost ran into monsters. There be monsters here. Isn't that a line from Pirates of the Caribbean? Here be monsters. And I'm running out of power. Where's the power? It's over here. Oh, it would be all the way over here. 16, 14, 10, 8. Just got there. Ah! Did it. And then it gets even more complex. Chase this guy around here, so I'm going to avoid him. But this is the whole principle of this game. You cut grass, you avoid monsters, and you try and avoid doing things like that. And you generally have a fun little time doing it. And it's got decent music. Like I say, it's not the greatest game you're ever going to play. Heck, it's not the most challenging game you're ever going to play. But they made it fun. And I like things that are made to be fun. That's why I play games. Because it's fun. So I can recommend this game, and when it goes wrong, I'm amazed I haven't managed to go wrong so far. Well, that wasn't good. And it's got cute little things like dogs barking, cats meowing, little touches like that help build the atmosphere of the game. And you set your own your records, and then next time you try a scenario, you've got things like this one. Now this side of it is fine because there's nothing over here. I'm getting more power. But as you can see, there are monsters going backwards and forwards down this side, which may not look that bad as I go all around the outside, but I've got to find a way into that middle bit. As best I can figure, that was not the way to do it. I need to... Oops, got that wrong. Push that down there, and keep pushing it down there, and go underneath it, and push it into there. And I ran out of energy. But that would be the principle of something like that scenario. However, I failed once again. But I'm enjoying this. There's a lot of these simple casual games I play and I think, this is terrible, this is an absolute waste of time. This one is not. This one has enough in it to keep you interested, and it's frustrating enough to keep you coming back, and it's addictive enough that you want to keep coming back. Now that was a quick look at Grass Cutter, a fun little casual game that I would recommend. It's well worth a go. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you down the road.